Hey everybody, Tekking101 here, back for another manga review. I got some really positive, actually all positive comments last time, so I guess I'll keep doing this and make this like a regular thing. And I am going to review Toriko this week. I know I said I'd do it last week, but to be honest, last chapter wasn't really that good, and also, you know, a whole new story arc is starting with this one, so that'd be a more appropriate place for me to start. But this is Bleach Chapter 453 review, Mute Your Breath Friendship. Another title doesn't make any sense. But yeah, so let's get into it. Ichigo gets back home. Tsukishima's on the couch. Sisters are saying he's a cousin, which actually we find out he isn't, like I expected, but we'll get into that later. And, you know, doing the sensible thing, grabs him by the collar and lifts him up and like, what are you doing here? What did you do to my sisters? And of course, you know, he's, you know, the sister, Yuzu and Karin are like, oh, what are you doing? Why are you grabbing him? Why are you, like, being so violent? And Tsukishima is, like, calm through all of this. So, you know, well, he's always calm. I don't think we've seen him at all, like, you know, nervous or angry at all. He has that same stoic. That's the problem with Tsukishima, is that he's reminding me a lot of Aizen, because Aizen did that too, where he had no, you know, anger until the very end where Ichigo beat him. But up until that point, he was stoic. He had no emotions whatsoever. He remained calm in every situation. Doesn't matter if someone had like a sword to his neck. That's the only bad thing. He's reminding me too much of Aizen. You know, I thought we could get some originality. But anyway, I'm rambling. Back to the thing. So there's a knock at the door, and Tsukishima's like, you know, no, go get it, you know. Ichigo's just being serious. He's just mad at me for getting here late, so go get the door. It's Mizuru, Keigo, and Tatsuki. And they also believe that Tsukishima is a cousin of Ichigo, or a friend, you know, somebody that they know really well. And Ichigo is just, you know, he doesn't really talk much he's just dumbfounded by all this, like how all of his friends know who this guy is, think of him as a friend, act as if they've known him their entire lives, and then he proceeds to call Orihime up. And we actually don't see Orihime in the chapter. He's talking to her, supposedly, I don't know. But, so he's like, yeah, this is Tsukishima. You know, remember me from the other day? Yeah, I'm at Ichigo's house right now. And then Ichigo just snaps and just BAM! Through the window. We actually don't see what he does either. It's just a picture of Tsukishima flying backwards. We don't really see if Ichigo kicked him or punched him or whatever. So the window shatters. He's there bleeding on the floor. Everyone's going to, you know, to his aid. Like, oh, are you all right, Ichigo? Why'd you do that? So Ichigo's just standing there like, what the hell? Why are you helping him? You know, what's wrong here? And then Tatsuki, you know, shouts at him, and eventually Ichigo just kind of like, you know, freaks out and just jumps through the window and just runs down the street. You know, he's freaked out by all this, and he's just thinking to himself, you know, oh, crap, you know, what did he do to them? He did something to my friends. So then, he's running down the road, he runs into Unagia, who's the, you know, his boss at the, that trade store he works at, or whatever it's called. They get back to the house, or the shop, wherever she works at, and, you know, she sits there on the couch with him, and he's like, you know, you don't have to tell me what's going on, you can just sit here and cool off. And then he, like, kind of, like, pulls him into her chest, which was kind of weird, but whatever. And then, continuing the mindfuck of the entire chapter, Tsukishima shows up again, and again is like, oh, Tsukishima-san's here to, you know, bring you home. So, he has apparently done this to everybody, every associate that Ichigo knew. And, you know, I thought that Unagia would at least be safe, because I don't know how many people know about her, because she's like a new character. But I guess Tsukishima did, so, yeah, he screwed with her mind as well. So again, next shot is him running down the road, just running away, because nowhere is safe. Everyone that he knows is apparently affected by all this. Everyone. And, oh, I forgot to mention this earlier, but Tsukishima, before he called Orihime up, he also recommended he call Chad up too. So I guess we all saw that he affected Chad. I mentioned that in the last video. Thinking, you know, where to go with this late at night. And then Ginjo appears behind him, also running down the street. He looks completely ragged, like he's been running, you know, for a very long time. He gets into Ichigo, and he's like, Ichigo, you know, Riruka, Yukio, Jackie, all of them. They're also, you know, Tsukishima got to them also. So, yeah, apparently in the 10 minutes from when Ichigo left the hideout to get back to his house, apparently everyone's a brainwashed zombie. Weird. But yeah, that's how that goes. So yeah, Ichigo and Ginjo are apparently the only two people that aren't affected by all this. And I don't know how many people Tsukishima got affected by this, like, brainwashing ability or whatever it was, which it basically was confirmed that it was a brainwashing ability in this chapter. I guess Actually, I don't know if he got to Uryu. Because he did cut Uryu, but he cut him like a normal sword. He cut off his arm. He didn't do the, the fake cut thing. But, and Uryu acted normal, so I don't know if he's affected at all. But Orihime and Chad definitely are. And every member of Execution, except for Ginjo, and his entire family and friends. So, yeah. It's like the freaking pod people. So, yeah, this one was pretty good. It was more like, not as good as last chapter when you got the whole cool armor, but it was cool. It just messed with your head, and it gave you a sense of, all of his friends, the people that Ichigo relied on, all up to this point, after the time skip, and all of his friends from the beginning of the story, they're no longer his friends, or they're going to turn on him or something. That's actually a pretty good twist for Bleach, in my opinion. Because mostly in Bleach, most recently in the Fake Karakura Town arc, it's just basically like, oh, I have an evil power. He's like, oh, well, I have a sword. And it's just like an epic fight. It's no, it's not, there's nothing that messes with your mind. This time it's, turning around. So, I don't know, really, what's going to happen next chapter. I don't know why Tsukishima, left, because if he infected every other member of Execution, he probably could have infected Ginjo as well, but he probably didn't for a reason. I'm going to leave that to a reason why he didn't do it to Ginjo. Now, whereas, as for next chapter, what could they possibly do? Well, there's a couple of options here. Urahara's, that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say they're going to head there. Because there's nowhere else in town that's safe, pretty much. Execution was like the safe haven for this entire half of the series. Well, not this entire half, because Tsukishima broke in there, too. But, it was basically, there. But that's taken over now. And we don't really, oh, by the way, we don't really know what happened to the Execution members. But pretty much we can gather that the same thing happened. Like, maybe Ginjo will explain it next chapter, but, it's the same thing where they're brainwashed and probably turned on Ginjo or something. I don't know. But Urahara's, I'm going to say that. I'm going to say they're going to go there next chapter. And that might lead into explaining also, what's the deal with Urahara and Ichigo's dad and that weird, that mysterious Shinigami guy. He was in that color chapter a couple pages back where Urahara and his dad met with a Shinigami who we don't know the face of. But that might lead into that. Other than that, I can't think of any other place they could go. Because this guy affected like everyone. Now, I was thinking the Vizards, but no, because whatever happened to them anyway? They kind of just, like, disappeared. It's like, this secret organization living in the human world, and, like, no one, like, mentioned them after the time skip, so I don't think that... They might show up later. I hope they do, because, we haven't seen a lot of what the Vizards can do yet, but I don't think they're going to show up anytime soon. But, yeah, that's what I'm going to say for the next chapter. Ichigo and Ginjo are going to go to Urahara. Urahara might have some idea what's going on here. Yeah, that's the only really course of action I can think they might do. Because like I said before, this isn't like a standard Bleach dilemma where the problem can be solved with a 5-chapter sword fight. So, yeah, this was a good one. This was a good one. Actually, but it was weird because when I first read this on Manga Reader, it was like maybe, I don't know, it must have been like just after it was uploaded. Because when I was reading it, the chapter ended after the 14th page. Like it ended with when Ichigo got to Unagi's Jeep or van, and then she asked what's wrong, and that's how the chapter ended for me, because I don't think it was like fully completed yet. So that was messed up. So, but then later I came back and it was fixed. So yeah, this is good chapter. Not as good as last time, but good chapter. Really messes with your head of what's going on next. Makes me keep guessing, but that's good. If Bleach needs anything right now, it's change of pace. A change of pace from the standard the standard situations of just, oh, there's the bad guy, go kill him. Twist it around a little bit. So, yeah, it's Tekking101, signing out.